towards the far right, that we were nearly an hour late leaving, which was, we sort of self-kettled ourselves. That wasn't fun really, but off we are now. And as ever with these marches, it brings together lots of different flags and ideas at once, because more and more we are a generation that understands it's all connected. Shops, little glimpses into courtyards with Bentleys parked in them, and then this very polite rabble. There's all these different eddies of groups that you find yourself moving through. Plus, Morrissing in Piccadilly Circus with a hurdy-gurdy. Made it to the top of Whitehall. There is quite a lot of people there, right? You know, in one sense you could say, oh, what a marvellous day out in London. This is what a city like this does. It puts on events and brings people together. And just bumped into Steve Hollingshead and Kath, my mates, and he's a photographer that spent years recording all the joyful celebrations of the city. And you know, in one sense, this is another one of those. But you know, can't see behind me, but guy's holding a sign that says "Don't be a dick." That boils it down, doesn't it? Fight the white supremacist settler colonial patriarchy is the diagnosis, but don't be a dick is the output that we want. You know, you can say that if you come to a few of these marches, what's the net effect? Especially when the problem here is the media. The problem is that the tech bros have bought it and owned it, and the monopoly laws in America, thanks Reagan, thanks Thatcher, the rest of you 40 years ago. It's no surprise we're still listening to 80s music on this march sometimes. So what can be done, right? What can be done if they're not going to cover it, and we're all here in the streets physically doing the right thing, showing up, changing the energy, standing together, and yet who's going to report it? The point is, it still happened. And I think there's something in that. I found it sort of tricky today, actually, seeing all the placards with names on that they want to stop. You know the names. That means I've seen those names that I don't want to see absolutely everywhere at this anti-them march, and it's like casting the wrong spells. I sort of wonder whether, in a way, we'll know we're getting somewhere when these marches don't have the names of all the people we don't want, but all the placards are talking about what we're for and the futures we can picture. That I think is coming as well, and that will feel to me more like progress, I think. But what is progress, definitely, in the 10 years since I've been doing Unsee the Future, is the idea that more and more and more and more of us, everybody here basically gets that all these different perspectives on the problem, the global majority represented in lots of different ways, different nations, different causes, trade unions here in great numbers. Everybody knows that they're all parts of the same problem. It's all one problem, and it's our economics, based on what is now summed up by the tech bros. that to me seems like progress in the things that I've been learning in the last 10 years. It feels like everybody's been learning this idea of it's all the same problem. It's all one problem. And that to me feels like a building critical mass. So we have to just keep, showing up. I was going to say this is a Tuesday. It's actually a Saturday. But yeah, do this on one day, and tomorrow you go back to the studio and you make something. You make the future you want, right? That's what the job is.